Okay, we're back. Cause I'm finishing it. I'm not finishing the entire thing, but I'm getting those four sections done today. So I went, I voted, and now I'm fucking back. I ain't gonna. I ain't about to quit, you know? Having to vote. Who? I ain't no pussy. Ain't no voting gonna stop me. Yeah, so basically, yeah, sorry again. For having to end the stop in the middle of the stream so suddenly. But we're back now, and that's all that matters. What matters is that we're here now, and we'll get through it. We'll get through it. Well, look, we got 2 sections to go for. I think we can do that in like an hour or 2 at least. 2 hours at most. Come on, it's like 2 sections in there. From what I saw, they were pretty short sections. So, you know, let's do those 2 sections and then we'll actually be done for the day. For real this time. Alright? Okay, cool. Ooh, unknown servant. How's about stats? There you go. I think we're officially live now. Wait, hold on. So writer and a saber. Yeah, I guess I could keep Emiya there. And then here I'll put what's her face? Shiki. Yeah, Shiki works. Section 7, Xin-Chi Huang. Hell yeah. Yeah, I know how to manage this stuff. Don't need to notify Twitch notifying me about how to use it. I'm a streamer, okay? I totally know how everything works. I mean, I'm streaming from a laptop and don't even have a proper camera, but hey, I know how this works. You know, but I'm bullshitting. Man, all of the ways for the Emperor to obtain immortality, that one just didn't even occur to me. Oh god, I shouldn't have read that fast. I have no idea what she's talking about. Anyway, so after finding Nissa's remains in the Shang Dynasty ruins, the Emperor must have worked out some sort of cybernetic breakthrough way back in the BC era. No wonder the technology in this Lostbelt is so topsy-turvy. So the Emperor must have abandoned the Zhenren's aspirations and not found a way to attain immortality another way. And found a way to attain immortality another way. Zhenren? The Zhenren were Taoist, I don't know how to pronounce that, mountain sages, or hermits if you like, who sought eternal truth. They also perfected their bodies, thereby achieving eternal youth in life. In pulprum human history, the first Emperor of Xin attempted to become one such Zhenren through an immortality elixir made with Chinese alchemy. But as it happened, Repeated long-term use of this elixir only resulted in fatal mercury poisoning. Alchemy has always been a great deal more trial and error than success, no matter where it was practiced. But in this Lostbelt, the same emperor must have given up alchemy in favor of technology based on Nissa. Well, Prince Neza's body was still created by Jinren, so it's not as though that represented too big of a divergence from the path. The decision to surrender human form and grant only the mind immortality can not have been made lightly. From there, if the Emperor was able to stamp out all dissent in the rest of China and continue ruling the resulting empire at the height of its power, conquering the rest of the world seems only a matter of course. Yes, well, as a mage, I can't say I approve of that, but I am glad this emperor turned out to be such a reasonable fellow. Indeed, this was a most unexpected development. I never would have guessed that Lostbelt's ruler would sever ties with its crypta in favor of negotiating with us. That said, what do you make of the request to examine the shadow border in exchange? It's definitely a risk. I mean, we didn't so much as tell the other Lostbelt factions that zero sailing is even a thing. And the Russian Lostbelt and Scandinavian Lostbelts both seem to have their hands full with their own affairs. But China is different. Quite so. This empire is under the impression that the rest of the world is part of its domain, and that the storm is responsible for severing their ties to the rest of their land. They see this situation as an unprecedented disaster, much like we did with proper human history being wiped out of existence. I wonder what they'd think if they saw the world outside their Lostbelt. Yeah, they would be pretty distraught. Imagine like finding out that your existence is a lie. Yeah, not gonna lie, pretty shitty. Yeah, their potential reaction is key. There are several Lostbelts, but only one Earth. It's a recipe for the biggest, crappiest game of musical chairs ever. Since there's no way for all these different civilizations to coexist, instead of existing in parallel worlds, they all have to fight to exist on the same Earth. So the Lostbelts that aren't preoccupied with just scraping by are eventually going to have to fight others if they want to expand their territory further. Yeah, Kirstar, they have been talking about that for a bit. So the Cryptors, Team A are competing with each other at the same time they are fighting proper human history. Why would Kirshitaria choose this? We haven't sufficient evidence to come to any conclusion about his motives, so let us leave that aside for now. The salient point at the moment is that all the Lostbelts will eventually be competing with each other for survival. Right, and while proper human history may be at a disadvantage with all its territory gone, there's still one thing we have that the Lostbelts don't. Of course, the shadow border. And because of that, we're still the only ones with the ability to zero sail between Lostbelts as we please, but if one of the Lostbelts had the border, they'd have a serious leg up over the others, huh? Damn, I can't believe this Xin Shi Huang was thinking that far ahead. Indeed. Though all of this assumes that China does indeed have all the other nations under its rule. Then, once Xin Shi Huang ventures outside this Lostbelt, the first move they make will be to go on to the attack against other Lost Belts rather than Chaldea. This could be our big chance to swoop in while the other sides are weakened from fighting each other and take the prize for ourselves. You know, for the first time, I actually agree with Gordolf. That is actually a pretty good idea. Wait, why not? I'm afraid not, Mr. Gordolf. The outcome we need to be concerned about is Huang gaining an overwhelming advantage thanks to the Shadow Border's technology, and going on to claim the entire planet as their own. Right. If that happens, we'll be responsible for creating the biggest threat to proper human history ourselves. And there's no way to tell how it will play out until we open the lid on this figurative Pandora's box. Ugh. So no matter what we do, we're still taking a big risk. There's also a possibility that we may become collateral damage when the Lost Belts begin to battle one another in earnest. Still, we cannot rule that outcome out definitively. It's far enough away that we can worry about it later. In the meantime, our most pressing concern by far is... Oh wait, I haven't been doing the Holmes voice. Oh my god. There's also the possibility that we may become collateral damage when the Lost Belts begin to battle one another in earnest. Still, we cannot rule that outcome out definitely. It's far enough away that we can worry about it later. In the meantime, our most pressing concern by far is finding an antidote for Director Gordolf and Mr. Ricardo. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Holmes. I always knew you had a kind heart deep down underneath your gruff detective exterior. Well, I guess we can't deny that Tubby here is in trouble. If they really do hand Konyanskaya over as promised, does that mean we'll have one last thing to worry about? Well, yes. In one sense, yes. But having Konyanskaya... excuse me. But having Konyanskaya as a prisoner will create other very serious problems. If anything, it only further raises the question of how we will go about settling matters in this Lost Belt. And then there's the fact that we still can't find its Tree of Emptiness. Indeed, I was surprised to learn that not even Shin Shi Huang knew about it. Does that mean Hinako doesn't know either? What am I saying? Of course she does. I mean, it's her job as a crypter to protect this world's Tree of Emptiness with her life. Quite so. Her behavior has been most peculiar from the beginning. Both Kadok and Ophelia had formed alliances with their Lost Belt's rulers, and shared a goal to expand their territory in the future. But here in China, the only one who seems interested in territory expansion is Shin Shi Huang. It even seemed as though Akuta was trying to hold Shin Shi Huang back. Yeah, the only thing that seemed to interest her was wiping us out. That's true. I got the sense that she wanted to dispose of us before Shin Shi Huang started paying attention to the outside world. I can't tell if she's being reactive or proactive. So hey, this might be too late by now, but are we sure it's okay to talk about this stuff in here? I mean, Shin Shi Huang keeps an eye on all of China, right? How do we know the Emperor's not listening in right now? True. The thought of the Emperor peeping on us from low orbit is more than a little creepy. But the flip side of that is that all the Emperor can do, that's all the Emperor can do. We should still assume our heart signatures are visible, even with a roof in the way. But as far as audio is concerned, the Emperor mentioned that the quality isn't good, and we can only be heard when we're looking up and raising our voices. I know, because I tried yelling a bunch of obscenities at the Emperor when I was in the cockpit. That's Da Vinci for you. So that's what all that stuff about old geezers, cyberpunk rip-offs, and eating leftovers was. HE's leftover. Anyway, having the Emperor constantly watching us at all times will get annoying, so I made this. Nade? What's this? What is it? A stealth module for your new Mystic Code. I tried modeling it off Robin Hood's No-Face May King, but just think of it as a streamlined, portable, bounded field. That's amazing. When did you even have time to make that? Thanks, but it's really not quite as impressive as it sounds. There are a lot of stability issues and other kinks to work out. If the mana, whatever, levels in the atmosphere are too dense, or it's really hot or really cold, it falls apart like a house of cards. So that means it would be pretty useless in other two Lostbelts we've seen. I see, but when one considers how stable this Lostbelt's environment is, it becomes clear how useful such a module would be here. Oh, it also focuses on precision over the area of effect, so it won't hide you from someone else close by. But since we only have to worry about long-range spying here, it should work perfectly in this case. What the? Did Chanyong just launch something else at us? Let's go check it out, Master. Ooh, Nande? What could it be? Oh, a benefaction. Our village got a benefaction. Most glorious and majestic heavenly Emperor wishes to thank you for your hospitality to our otherworldly visitors. Be grateful for this blessing. Ah, thank you, most glorious and majestic heavenly Emperor. Thank you. Benefaction. I remember now. They said that that's what the rockets are usually used to deliver. Man, they're so lucky. Can't wait till I'm grown up and can get benefactions too. You mean kids never get them? We do, but they usually don't work as well when you're little as when you're grown up. They sure don't for me. Say, I want to try mine and see what they're like for yourself. Say, want to try mine and see what they're like for myself, mister? Here you go. It looks like medicine? Yep, it clears your head out and makes you feel really good. It's like a dream come true. Is that so? Give it here. Holmes? It was mine. Rest assured, I'm not speaking solely out of personal desire. Don't you think such a drug is worth analyzing? This could be some sort of technology unique to this Lostbelt that has no counterpart in proper human history. I see. So this benefaction isn't money, then? Of course not. I doubt this farming village even has a monetary economy. Then again, the fact that we've seen so much agriculture should suggest some economic activity. Oh, fuck. What if their crops yield tremendous surplus every year without fail? Is that even possible? In our world, using methods of agriculture with which we are familiar, no. But things may work differently in this world. I took a look at the wheat they are growing, and it was like nothing I've ever seen before. In fact, I can't even be certain it is wheat. All I can say for certain is that it has been heavily modified. Perhaps this seemingly primitive form of agriculture is actually far more advanced than we have been giving it credit for. Even though these farmers don't have so much as a single tractor, perhaps their methods are so advanced they have no need for machines. Why don't you analyze the wheat along with that shady drug then? You might just learn something. I cannot say that the wheat is nearly as interesting as the drug, but now that we no longer need to look for Konyanskaya, I suppose I could spare the time. Sure. Dude, you know what would be really funny if, like, after I come back, like, these two sections that I'm supposed to do are, like, 10, like, half hour long. I mean, obviously, it's not gonna be half hour already at 21 minutes. But, like, could you imagine? That would be so funny. Hey, isn't that Xin Shi Huang's? Hi there. The engineers just went on break. That vehicle is like your home away from home, right? I'm sorry you can't use it during our investigation. Are you finding everything to your liking in our camp in the meantime? Oh yes, it's very pleasant here. The air is so clean and fresh too. It's so nice to have a place outside our vehicle where we can relax. We didn't really have that in the other places we've been to. Fo. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, right, I haven't introduced myself yet. Xin Yang Yu, a general of the Empire. Xin Yang Yu, You know her, Holmes? I certainly don't. In proper human history, she existed about 400 years ago. She's famous in China for being the only female general in recorded history. That aside, the fact that you're still alive in this day and age is a great surprise to us. Did Xin Shi Huang make you immortal too, by any chance? Of course not. I was just permitted to sleep in Mount Li after my accomplishments in Bozu Rebellion. Here in the Empire, any warrior who makes a name for themselves is put to rest in times of peace, and is only awakened again when they are needed. So you employ cryogenic freezing. Then I presume there's no need to keep a standing army here. Was Shang Yu frozen in Mount Li too? Shang Yu? Ah, I see, so you call that thing Shang Yu too. That thing? No, that thing is just a valuable relic. It's one of most glorious and majestic Heavenly Emperor's most impressive accomplishments, which is saying a lot. It's both one of the cornerstones of this eternal empire and a monument to it. But as you can see, it's not a living soldier. You could say it's the ancestor to the mechanical army. So Xin Shi Huang's army is composed of those dolls, and you commanders from the past were unfrozen in order to lead them. Of course, I am also told that the royal guards in Shenyang are always assembled from soldiers of current era. I've even heard that some elites have received instructions in sage arts from most glorious and majestic heavenly emperors in person. But Xin Shi Huang has no need to keep a full army on hand at all times. The mechanical soldiers are more than sufficient, and the generals needed to lead them can always be summoned from their quarters in Mount Lee. It's been a long time since I was frozen myself, and I'm also told that there hasn't been any sort of disturbance for the last 100 years. So you're saying war has been eradicated from this world? Even when I was a young girl, war was only ever something I read about in history books. I mean, wars can only be fought between countries, right? But there haven't been any countries besides our empire for over 800 years. The only reason I took up the spear was to help put down revolts. Then Qin Shi Huang had achieved dominion over the world by the 13th century. We started implementing gunpowder well before any other country, so no nation was able to oppose us. The discovery of the Fusen tree was a big help too, as it helped us make huge leaps in our medicinal science. It's all thanks to the most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor abandoning mortal flesh in favor of a holy undying vessel. What's the Fusang tree? I am told it's the embodiment of the sage's secret, a treasure trove of hidden mystic wisdom. Others know it as the Tree of Life. Most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor discovered it while searching the sage world for the secrets of immortality. Does that mean Shi Huang really did manage to become a sage? No, most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor— oh my god, I'm getting fucking tired of saying that name— had already achieved immortality through the holy vessel before discovering the Fusang tree. They say the emperor chose to remain in metal form rather than ascend to the heavens, because it was a better way to lead the nation. Still, it took over 300 years to complete the search, and it wouldn't have been possible without abandoning the shackles of mortality. In the end, the emperor decided to use the sage's knowledge of medicine to improve the people's lives. With all manner of disease, hunger, and pestilence eradicated, and our soldiers' strength enhanced through elixirs, no other country's forces stood a chance against us. Sage art based biochemistry. Sage art biochemistry, huh? Okay, here's the thing. Because, yeah, probably there's no hunger, and there's no pestilence, there's nothing, so you'd think, yeah, the life would be a lot better. But is it, is a life where you just till fields your entire life? You don't know how to, you till fields all your life and nothing else, and you don't get to learn how anything, not even go outside your own village, possible. Is it even a life worth living? You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Is it even? That's the thing that gets me, you know? I don't know. That reminds me, isn't this rather unnecessarily large plot of farmland for this number of residents? You think? I suppose everyone does have their hands full during the harvest. But the wheat grows on its own the rest of the time, so it doesn't seem like too much work to me. Is that so? I do beg your pardon. I merely thought that all this wheat might result in quite the surplus, given how many people live here. Perhaps you take more than half of the harvest as a form of taxation. Of course, everything the village can't eat is taken to Xiangyang. I see. And I suppose Xiangyang must be an immensely populous city. No, not specially. Now I see. I take it wheat is still only grown for food in your world. Is that not the case here? Wheat is the key ingredient for ethanol, the Empire's most valuable source of energy. Well, don't I look a proper fool? I was completely taken by appearances. So this rather mundane-looking wheat field is actually used primarily for growing your fuel resource source. I did hear that the world you all came from has completely different history from ours. I can only speculate, but I gather the world you come from must be cruel and unforgiving place. Yeah. What makes you say that? Both you and that young lady are, I do hope this doesn't offend you, but neither of you look as though you enjoy fighting. You have such kind eyes, so much so that I can scarcely imagine you in any quarrels to begin with. Fo. And yet, that weapon the young lady carries looks to be so heavy and dense that even the most seasoned of our warriors would have difficulty handling it. What's more, I can tell she wields it as naturally as if it were an extension of her own body. That people such as yourselves have been forced to become adept at combat at such a young age. Well, that says a great deal about how harsh your world must be. Yeah, about that. Yeah, she does have a point. Damn, looks like they're gonna party all night, huh? That benefaction stuff must be some real good shit. Indeed. What's going on, man? This isn't like you. I thought you'd be all up in arms about, these poor people dancing at the meager blessing their oppressors deign to bestow upon them or something. Yes, perhaps under the other circumstances I would. But seeing how happy they are right now, it is difficult to find a fault in this. So that's how it is, huh? It was the pain and starvation I saw so many forced to endure that first moved me to rebellion. They were treated more like animals than people. Their smiles in moments of hard-won victory and freedom were so fragile, so honorable. They were nothing like what I see here now. Now that I think of it, I've never seen anywhere so filled with joy and peace as this village. Of course not. These sheep don't even know what war is, remember? Couldn't be further from our world. I had always hoped that the blood my compatriots and I shed would buy smiles like this. But I never dreamed I would truly get to see them. This world is too perfect for the likes of me. Ain't that the truth? Tell me, oh knight, are you sure we should even be here? You effing kidding me? Why would you even ask? You get along great with these people. I know, but even so, something continues to feel off. I cannot help but wonder, do we heroic spirits truly have a place on the battlefield of these Lostbelts? Ooh. Dilemmas, moral dilemmas. I like it. Senpai, are you up? Having trouble sleeping, Mash? Yes, I'm afraid my nerves are still frayed from the battle we fought earlier today. I'm glad we survived thanks to Shin Shi Huang in interceding, but it was still too close for comfort. Why don't we get some fresh air? Okay. Thank you for joining me, Senpai. Damn, this is getting long. It's been half an hour. I see the villagers are still enjoying their festival. I guess these benefactions must be a huge cause for celebration. Holmes said he suspected they might be a luxury good, much like alcohol in our own world. The fact that it's like a drug makes me a little nervous, though. Maybe our perspective is off there since we're used to Holmes' habits. Anyway, it looks like they're going to keep the Shadow Border investigation going through the night. I hope Da Vinci will be okay supervising them. That leaves us with nothing to do for once. Yeah, it feels like forever since we last had free time to ourselves. This Lostbelt is really peaceful, isn't it? Something wrong? Senpai, I've seen a world like this before. It was a world of possibilities. United under a single ideal. You mean... Yes, the King of Mages, Goetia, envisioned a history of humanity that was free from strife and suffering. I disagreed with him. There was something about a world completely lacking of any pain or adversity that just felt wrong to me. But now, the way people live here seems so close to that world. Yet it's still rich with life and the scent of earth. These people aren't illusions. They're just as real as we are. But we're still this world's enemies. Yes, I know. Even after we take Konyanskaya into custody and secure the antidote, that won't be the end of it. We can't stop fighting until we find the Tree of Emptiness, cut it down, and prune this world away like it was originally meant to be. I know this is a rare chance to rest and relax, but when I think about that, I just can't get to sleep. Bro, I don't blame her. I would be up all night too. It's been so long since we've seen such a beautiful night sky. Master, get back! Nande? Oh, you really gotta ruin the mood, don't you? It seems I missed my chance. I thought it would be easy to kill you under cover of darkness. I underestimated those who have spent their lives dedicated to the art of war. Even if it would take no more than a single stroke of my sword, I could not bring myself to sneak up behind and murder someone in cold blood as they admire the beauty of the night sky. Prince Longling, but we've called a truce right now. No, you and the Emperor called a truce. My master and I agreed to no such thing. As such, tonight, when everyone else had lowered their guard, would have been a perfect chance to end you, Master of Chaldea. Ordinarily, I would like nothing more than for those moved by beautiful things to live out their lives in peace and happiness. But now that we have met as enemies, that can never be. I had hoped to end you before you had to feel any need for fear. Forgive me for my incompetence. Did you really think it would be that easy, servant? Xinglang Yu, did you honestly believe I would fail to protect our allies in a moment perfect for assassination? Perhaps a true assassin would have been able to elude me, but you, not a chance. Warriors like you are meant to cross swords on the field of battle, not sulk around in the dead of night. Your master must be grossly ignorant of war to send you on a mission so badly suited to your abilities. Silence! I will not suffer any insults to my master. Still, now that I have heard such insolent remarks, I need feel no guilt for drawing my sword. For that, you have my thanks, General. Ooh, damn. Let's go, let's go kick some pretty boy ass. Hell yeah. Oh man, that took way too long. That took 40 minutes to read. Jesus. But we ain't quitting. Oh, we ain't quitting. Damn. Shit, she's a Lancer though. That's a pretty big oof. Well, what does she have though? Decrease a single enemy's critical strength when attacked, and recover all allies' HP when critically attacked. Neat, neat, neat. Eh. She's cool looking. I like her. I like her design. It's simple, but it's cool. I'm into it. And she's voiced by the same voice actress as Sakura, apparently. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Let me lower the volume a little bit for me. There you go. Okay, we got the MP. That's good, boys. That's good. Disney. It's funny. Dude, her moves are cool too. I kind of low-key want her, but I must hold myself, contain myself. I don't want to roll. Oof. Let's see. Alright, we can do this. Trust. Yes. Okay, good, and you can definitely do it. Yeah, hell yeah. Nice. Wait, how many turns is it? How many battles in? Okay, 2. Oh, fuck. There we go, over here, do this, do that. What do you do? No, doesn't help me. Yeah, none of this helps me. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. This kinda sucks that she's a Lancer though. Cause I would want a whatchamacallit, you know, an archer. But it's fine, we still got this. Still good. Oof. Wait, hold on, let me... Yeah, let me do that. Good, good, good. Why the hell not? Let's use that guts just in case. Just in case. Hell yeah, nice. Just pretty boy to worry about now. We have to worry about pretty boy. We got this, we got this. Got this in the bag. Wait, how many left? 2 left. Is it hits? This should do good, I guess. Ooh, did that... NP lost, really? Ugh, I was so close though. Charging his NP. Fine. I can still handle it though. I can still handle it. Nice, nice. That's what I like to see. When gotta keep him alive, gotta keep Emi alive. Oh, it'd be so nice if I could break his bar right now. So close, so close. It's fine. Still got this. Come on. I can go for that second bar. Yeah, I can do this. Just don't kill my match, please. Thank you. Then we can do this, baby. Hell yeah. Get ourselves some defense buffs.
I am the bone of my soul. So unlimited walks.
I should have brought, in hindsight, I should have brought Tomoe instead, actually. Or Altera. It's fine though, it's fine. What else did he give? Nothing. Just empty loss, I guess. Okay. Doing good. I shouldn't have done that used that evade actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Come on. I believe, Shiki. Come on. Do it. can do it.
示弾装填します。直視死が俺の前に立つんじゃない。
Good, 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 good. 45, sure, fine.
オルテナウス損害7。
Come on, come on, Neto, come on. Can do it. Can do it.
夏の話題を独り占めだな。
You know what? Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give that guts to Emiya and raise his attack because he's gonna NP soon as well.
オリンピックマナーになっていない客よな。
Next turn, he's gonna NP as well, so I'm already gonna give him that attack buff.
劇場は海より見るがよい。これが誉れ歌うイルステリアス。すなわち
Nice, 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 nice.
そこを動くな。
Alright.
どう？
Yes.
よしよし。
What I want. Fuck. Wait, it's 2, right? It's 2 hits. I can handle that. I can fuck with that. I have to do this. Please work. Please work. Yes, alright. And then he's NPs. Fuck yeah.
I am the
That's probably it. That's probably it. We probably got him.
unlimited blade walk.
Hell yeah. Ooh, hell yeah.
仕切り直す。交代せよ。
Yeah, run away, beach. Oh shit. It's your. Oh god, I still have to do that thingy. Ooh, so close. So close. I've stalled long enough. Any chance you had at victory is gone, Prince of Langling. Xinyang Yu, speak the truth. Nighttime though it may be, even we at such great remove cannot help but notice such tumultuous commotion. Gah. We trust you can hear our voice, Akuda Hinako. What do you have to say for yourself? Akuda. I know you may not understand right now, Your Imperial Majesty, but I promise that everything I've made has been for the prosperity of your empire. Is that so? Then it would seem you indeed have no intention of honoring our wishes. Now then, what to do with you? We doubt the threat of a beheading would be enough to cow you. Now, if we were to punish you, then we must take something else away. Nande? Ah, yes. I know. Come here. Kwai-G-0. Zero. You summoned me, Your Imperial Majesty. Shang Yu? We did. Rip your core out of your chest and smash it to pieces immediately. What the fuck? As you wish, Your Imperial Majesty. Wait, please wait! I'm sorry, please, anything but that. Ah, so you are able to plead for forgiveness. You must be quite attached to that machine indeed. Akuda? Please, have mercy. I swear I will serve you faithfully from this moment forward. I will do anything you ask, anything at all. Just please spare his life. We will hold you to your word, Akuda Hinako. Know that the only reward for defying our will is fear far worse than any mere death. Yes, your Imperial Majesty, I swear I will never go against your wishes again. Well done, Liang Yu. You need not concern yourself with that woman any longer. Understood, your Imperial Majesty. Lord Ricardo, I suggest you return to the camp and retire for the night. Senpai. Sorry. Oh my god, fuck. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. I must ask you once again. Yes? Who is this Xiang Yu you speak of? To answer that, I will need to tell you another very different story first. The one where the Emperor died before obtaining the Holy Vessel. That's right. After the Emperor passed, the quest for immortality was seemingly buried with him. You were no exception, as you were kept hidden away in the secret Kuaiji laboratory. But someone found and reactivated you, a man by the name of Shang Liang. He went on to become one of the many people attempting to rule China for himself after the decline of Xin. Then, in this history, I fell into rebel hands. Shang Liang wanted to use your superhuman abilities to further his own ambitions, so he gave you his surname of Shang, then the first name Ji, and the courtesy name of Yu, and presented you as his nephew, despite knowing you were not actually human. True, I was only given my current combat frame long after I was first activated. My original chassis was entirely humanoid. No one ever suspected Shang Liang was lying. The thought simply never occurred to them. The Emperor had based you on Tai Yi Zhenren's creation. A machine as advanced as you was beyond anyone's imagination at the time. Then I was treated as a person, rather than a device. Even your appearance, no one had any reason to suspect you were anything other than human, regardless of how exceptionally skilled you may have been. In time, future generations would come to know Shang Yu as one of China's greatest warriors. Yet none of them would ever know your true identity, nor how you were made. Something is amiss with your claims. If this Shang Liang kept my origins and the truth of creation a secret, how did you come to learn the truth? Who are you, really? I am just a drifter. One who came to this Lostbelt solely to be reunited with you, my beloved Lord Shang Yu. What? There's bullshit somewhere there. She's bullshitting somehow. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. But hey, I just know that she ain't sharing the whole truth. That's all I know. That's all I know. Oh, Section 8 has no battles, so we'll end the stream on just reading, it seems. Hopefully it's not just a whole hour of reading, but hey. This quest has no battles. Let's start. Let's go. Section 8, Land of Peace. Huh. Sounds like you had quite the evening. Peculiar though this may be, it does present another piece of the puzzle. Unfortunately, it does nothing to make the larger picture any easier to see. We know that Crypta's first priority is defending their Tree of Emptiness, and yet Akuta has not told this Lostbelt's king of the tree's importance. Furthermore, she moved to eliminate us entirely on her own discretion, only to end up swearing allegiance to Xin Shi Huang the instant Xing Yu's life was threatened. I was taken aback to see Akuta reacting so aggressively when we first came to this Lostbelt. But seeing her so scared and flustered was just painful, more than it was surprising. I guess I really didn't know anything about her back when we were both at Chaldea. Ah, yes, but who she was at Chaldea? Holmes and I did a little poking around in data, and we managed to back up from the server. And her entire background reeks of falsified records. Yeah, she's bullshitting. Indeed. And I had to practically hold my nose as we picked apart her disguise. Disguise, even though she was a member of Chaldea's staff. Let's see, imagine her profiles as like a painting that's been thoroughly, methodically airbrushed to erase any trace of the original painter. Correct. There was not a single errant brushstroke, so to speak, to be found anywhere. Anyone who has lived an ordinary life will inevitably leave behind a bit of useless information about him or herself along the way. And yet, there was nothing of the sort to be found in Akuta Hinako's data. It was as though her entire life story was designed to pull the wool over someone's eyes. You mean like an intricate piece of fiction? Precisely. You're as quick to catch on as ever, Ricardo. So the fact that nothing in her personal information is strange also means nothing in it is real? Yep. There's basically nothing even remotely human about her entire background. And even that's not the only obviously suspicious thing we ran across. According to her profile, Marisbury Amnisphere brought her to Chaldea supervise her aptitude test, and oversaw her periodic health exams and interviews personally. It seems every bit of data about her was submitted with this authorization codes. No one else's. Wait, hold on a minute. The first director? Just the fact that he handled it all alone is one hell of a red flag for security. It would be easy for him to falsify any data he wanted considering his position. Be that as it may, Chaldea's original director was the one who manipulated her profile. Yeah, if a guy that high up the food chain had something he wanted to keep a secret about her, we pretty much saw what this all mean. How did Akuta end up at Chaldea in the first place? Did she actually have enough race shift aptitude to be chosen for Team A? For that matter, who the hell is she, really? At this point, I don't know what to believe. Indeed, everything we thought we knew about Akuta Hinako's personal information is suspect at best. So it would really be at a stretch to imagine she might have a different goal from the other cryptors. Obviously not. What's more, this goal is evidently more important to her than protecting her Lostbelt or preserving her relationship with its king. One might think eliminating us would be her first priority, but as we've seen, even that's as secondary compared to her concern for Xiang Yu, another figure about whom we know next to nothing. It looks like that name only means anything to those of us from proper human history. In this Lostbelt, he appears to go by something else. I think he was called Kwaiji0. Kwaiji. Well, a quick database search suggests that area has some significance from Xiangyu. It's where his uncle Xiang Liang started his revolt against the Xin Temple and Xin Empire after the emperor died. You could say it's where Xiang Yu began his career as a warrior. Regardless of who Xiang Yu may be in this world, the fact remains that he belongs to this Lostbelt. So I cannot fathom why Akuta Hinako, who, though nothing else we know about her is certain, comes from proper human history, would care so deeply about him as to abandon her other goals. That is pretty straightforward. She must have fallen in love with him at first sight. The more foolish the woman, the more likely she is to chuck everything away for such silly notion. Careful, Gordy. You're gonna lose any goodwill you may have built up with your female staff. Bah! The only woman here is Mash, you borderline Lolita. Oh god. Well, I was certainly disappointed by what you said. Wait, really? Now, do try to stay on topic. We still have a mountain of problems that need solving. Oh, right. We need to talk to the people who are gonna be less than pleased about this. Yeah. Even if it is only temporary, I can't believe I have to pretend to make nice with that emperor. Just the thought makes me sick. Yeah, that sounds about right. Negotiate? Out of the question. That tactic plays right into the oppressor's hands. Do not be fooled, detective. They will tell you whatever the weak wish to hear, and pressure you into swearing allegiance with only the pretense of your consent at best. Given the urgency of Mr. Ricardo and Gordle's condition, I'm afraid we have no alternative. At a minimum, I would like to maintain our truce with Xin Shi Huang until Koyanskaya is securely in our custody. If we could prolong it until Akuta Hinako is out of the picture, so much the better. However, her reasons for doing so may be, Akuta Hinako remains fiercely determined to eradicate us. So much so she tried to assassinate Mr. Ricardo in the dead of night against Xin Shi Huang's wishes. Obviously, Akuta and Xin Shi Huang aren't exactly BFFs at the moment. But we can't be sure that will last, since there's still a lot we don't know about their relationship. There's every possibility that she may yet convince Xin Shi Huang to take her side in all of this. What about defeating Xin Shi Huang and cutting down the Tree of Emptiness before Musak and Master can fall victim to this accursed poison? Should that not be our first priority? Listen closely, Spartacus. At the moment, making an enemy out of all the Empire will lead only to disaster. Right now, Konyanskaya is a wild card who could wreak havoc no matter where she is or whose side she is on. If we don't have an antidote ready to go by the time we face off with Xin Shi Huang, It will be over before it begins. All the Emperor would have to do is kill Konyanskaya, and Mr. Ricardo would be saddled with the poison's deleterious effects for the rest of his life. Let's not forget that my own life would be tragically shortened. Yes, ultimately we need to destroy the Tree of Emptiness and erase this Lostbelt. And to do so, we will inevitably need to face and defeat Shin Shi Huang. So bear in mind that any amicable relationship we appear to have now are strictly temporary state of affairs. So you want us to pretend to be friends until we can attack when the Emperor least expects it, right? Yeah, that's fine. Hell, I used to ask Agravain for advice with that sort of sneaky shit all the time. I refuse. Acquaintance is the first step to allegiance, and allegiance inevitably leads to subservience. My master must never side with oppression, but always rebel against it. He should rebel against it, rebel against suffering, and ultimately triumph by rebelling against destiny. Get the goddamn stick out of your ass, would ya? We're playing the long game here, lunkhead. The important part is that we get to destroy the Empire in the end. So why don't you just think of all the rebelling you're gonna get to do later as prize for all the restraint you gotta show now? I mean, you love repressing your own shit, right? Are you truly willing to go along with this? When I tried to assassinate the Emperor before, I lost the moment I focused on something other than the killing itself. But I'm not the one leading the attack this time. I get that Ricardo has his own way of fighting. I'm sorry, I know it's a lot to ask. Well, there's nothing I can do if you're going to plead at me with that helpless look on your face. I mean, you're just now realizing how hopeless your chances are against Xiang Yu, right? It's getting stuffy in here with so many of us present. I think I'll step out for a bit for fresh air. Huh? Holmes just winked at me, senpai, and Jinke. What's going on? Nande? What is it, Holmes? Is there something else you wanted to talk to us about? I thought it would be best if Spartacus were absent for this next spot. I trust you to retain your cool, Miss Jinke, but let me remind you to refrain from raising your voice. As long as we whisper, Shin Shi Huang should be unable to hear us. I've mostly finished my analysis of benefaction drug, and it's beyond anything I could have imagined. Its psychotropic effects are secondary at most. Its true purpose lies in boosting the immune system, or perhaps I should say enhancing it to an unfathomable degree. And despite its potency, there are almost no negative side effects as long as one condition remains unmet. It is well beyond what modern medical science could achieve. In fact, I doubt even magecraft from proper human history could create a drug so effective. It is something that could only be made here, in a Lostbelt where pharmaceuticals and biochemistry are entirely based on sage arts. Now I see, so it's a mass-produced elixir. And they just hand out something that amazing to every citizen during every major celebration? Indeed. And as a result, illness and disease have been completely eradicated. I doubt any of these people have had so much as a cold since they were born. then it's a real, actual panacea. Hold on, what's the condition that needs to go unmet for this to work? Ah, yes, that would be old age. Once a person's hormonal secretions have reached a certain level, this drug functions as a lethal anesthetic. I estimate it to be at least several thousand times more potent than pentobarbital. Hang on, wouldn't that mean... Now I see. I thought it was strange that we hadn't seen a single elderly person here. This is no unintended side effect. It's quite clear that the medicine was designed to work this way. Designed? Then it really is poisoning everyone who takes it. So when somebody's body secretes a certain amount of hormones, in other words, once their body has aged to a certain point, they just die? Correct. From our perspective, distributing a drug like this is no better than mass murder. Still, a case can be made from a Buddhist perspective and how it views the four inevitabilities of human life, namely birth, aging, disease, and health, and death. If one considered both old age and illness equally undesirable, one could say this medicine protects you from the pain of the former and latter at once. I cannot say if every world, under all possible conditions, would eventually arrive at this aesthetic pharmaceutical science, but the wheat grown here has been extensively genetically modified into something extraordinary. Its resistance to disease, its yield, everything about it stands leagues above its natural counterpart in proper human history. With a crop like this, one could live their entire life without even knowing hunger. And if you never had to worry about food, you'd probably never think to take it from someone else. There's no economy here. No division between rich and poor exists. And we have all seen for ourselves how ignorant they are of war and violence. It seems that life here is as far removed from the suffering that one might expect our world as it is possible to imagine. And when their life has run its course, these drugs put them to sleep permanently, well, before they can begin to feel the pain of old age. I dare say that, if nothing else, this world has done a frighteningly effective job at removing pain and suffering from people's lives. But that's no way for people to live. Exactly, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, they're practically being kept as livestock. So this is how Qin Shi Huang, how that dictator decided to solve humanity's suffering makes sense. No way a leader who abandoned their own humanity would in turn treat their subjects like people. As far as making a decision between this Lostbelt and proper human history, Spartacus claimed that we should fight to determine which should be allowed to survive. If hearing that gave you pause, I would urge you to give the matter more thought, keeping what you know about this benefaction in mind. In this world, the definition of a happy human life is exceedingly simple. Seeing as you will need to make this decision sooner or later, I think it best I suspend my usual behavior in favor of full disclosure. Allow me to share with you some speculation. Do keep in mind that this is not deduction, but rather a bit of conjecture on my part. Holmes, this relates solely to one question, namely, why did the spirit origin graph fail to work with this Lostbelt's ley line? You think it has something to do with this medicine? That may not be directly related, but it does support my current hypothesis. Heroic spirits have always been one side of Alaya, making mankind's collective unconscious. They are defined foremost by their purpose, protecting humanity. While there may be many different methods and conditions involved in summoning servants, the one thing they all have in common, without exception, is responding to summoner's prayer. However, if there was not a single person in the world who had the empathetic need to pray for something, and if such world had flourished unabated for hundreds of years, right, then it wouldn't be at all surprising if that world lost its connection to the throne of heroes entirely. For that matter, there wouldn't even be any heroic spirits in that world, just like there aren't here. After all, every hero who might be needed to fight someday, like Liang Yu, is still alive. So this Lostbelt is a world that has no need for heroic spirits at all. At all? Can you imagine a person wishing fervently for anything in a world free of hunger, pain, and suffering, Miss Kirillite? I know I certainly cannot. Indeed, it only makes sense that servants would never appear in a world where no one wishes for anything. Thanks for telling us this, Holmes. Whatever doubts I might have had are gone now. I will do everything in my power to take Xin Shi Huang down and put an end to this disgusting regime. As long as I get there in the end, I don't care how far out our way we have to go. So right now, let's focus on curing Ricardo. Now that I know where I'm going, I can wait as long as it takes. Thank you, Jinke. Ooh, damn. Yeah, that was what I was thinking, man. Okay, wait, hold on. Progress report. Progress report? We should finish a complete scan of the vehicle's interior by morning. Good. Be careful not to overlook anything. Remember, the future of the Empire rests on your shoulders. Yes, ma'am. I'll go see how things are outside. The Shadow Border. The product of a world entirely different from ours, huh? Because the moon does not know how to drink, my shadow merely follows the movement of my body. The moon has brought the shadow to keep me company a while. The practice of mirth should keep peace with spring. What was that, young man? Huh? Oh, that's called a poem. A guy named Li Bai wrote it a long time ago. Who taught you that? Well... Ooh, not good. We see Xing Yang Yu's investigation is proceeding smoothly. It feels good to have so much data moving among our circuits. Do you think you will be able to analyze that otherworldly device, Your Imperial Majesty? Who do you think we are? This holy vessel's full calculation capabilities can easily handle a single vehicle. Or so we thought. This is amazing. How could they fit so much functionality into these dimensions? It's hard to believe that what we are seeing. Forgive the intrusion, Your Imperial Majesty, but there's something you should know. What is this about? The children in this village are reciting poems. What is the problem about poems, though? You were kidding. When I asked them about it, they said that they learned them from Chaldea. We see. And Chaldea are Confucians. Yes, Your Imperial Majesty. This is undoubtedly the work of Confucianism. Dude, you guys do know that poems were not made only by Confucius, though, right? Like, poems were a pretty widespread thing all over the world. Yep. So. Yep. Yeah. But that's about it. We're done. We're done for today. We had some bumps. We had some to stop for half an hour, but we got it done. That's what matters. But yeah, that's it. I think that's it for today. I will probably do another stream of this of Lostbelt 3 in the middle of the week, and then at least I want to finish it on Sunday. So 2 more Lostbelt streams, and then we'll be hopefully go back to Neo. I don't know. I still have to farm because I don't know. The Neo farm is not that fun, to be honest. But anyway, thank you for. I don't think there's anyone watching on Twitch right now, but if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and check out Twitch, which is where this is being streamed, and make sure to give me a follow if you enjoyed what I'm doing. It really helps me out. So yeah. Thank you anyone for watching, and I'll see you next stream or on Discord. Yeah, check out Discord as well. But yeah, goodbye.